All right, thank you guys for joining me. Um, this is Ben with Third Shift Media, and today I have Myles Chavez of The Riddims joining me on this wonderful podcast today. How
What's
are
up,
you
Dan?
doing, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Oh yeah, let me get your guys' music rolling in the background.
Thanks. Appreciate that, man.
There we go. All right, so how you been doing lately?
Been good, bro. Just kind of the same as everyone, rolling with the punches, doing what we can do, trying to stay up, keep your head high and shoulders back. And it's been crazy, dude.
All you can do.
That's right. These crazy times.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you doing outside of work these days?
Just same. We're just even though we're not playing shows, just even more on the. It's like even though it's kind of a weird switch because when we have shows, we're really busy.
Absolutely.
But now that we don't have shows, we're really like it seems like we're even busier because we're having to break away from the norm of just booking tours, booking shows, and playing them, and doing the normal rigmarole of like promotion and all that shit. Now we're having to figure out what to do with all this extra time and no shows, and supplement that income, and see how we can keep ourselves staying relevant to our listeners and stuff. So it's kept us even more busy. It seems like because we're trying to
Stay relevant almost.
Yeah, trying to do new stuff. What we can do. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Are you guys working on any new music right now?
Yes. So that was our biggest thing once this whole thing popped off. Is we had for a year or so we were focused on doing a lot of stuff live. We had released that album, which we did work hard on, and big ups to Central Rue also and Mike C for all their hard work on that. But we really wanted to get out, so we had been playing locally a lot. About 3 years back, so we wanted to focus on a lot of live shows. So once this whole thing kicked off, and it kind of threw like a huge wrench into that, we have some tours canceled and shows canceled and this and that. We were like, well, what can we do that is going to be extremely valuable in this, chunk of time we have, besides, writing new music to play it. So we all kind of chipped in, all of us, and we've been putting together like a home studio, our own, because we want to get pretty independent on our recording. So me and our keyboard player, Petey, we've been mainly at his house working on tracking and stuff, our own music and stuff. So we've had to learn that, and it's a whole nother ball game, recording wise.
Absolutely.
As opposed to playing music. It's crazy. So
yeah, and
we've just been learning, trying to do that.
Yeah, you guys, are you self-produced as it is, or was this something that was like post-COVID? You were like, we got to start doing this ourselves.
Yeah, so mainly post-COVID. So before COVID, we were going to Central Root, which big ups is a great studio. Any artists out there looking to do some work, you're getting started in the Albuquerque area, hit up Central Root Studios. Those guys are amazing. But a lot of our friends they not really self-produce. We have a lot of producers we work with, but they do a lot of the tracking and kind of the more like footwork themselves. And we had no clue how to do any of that. Like a lot of our friends on tour, they'll bring their laptop and they have Logic and they're showing us songs they've recorded themselves and this and that. And we wanted to get into that, so we started doing that ourselves through Ableton and kind of just piecing together little pieces of a studio. And we've been tracking our own stuff, and it's been actually nice. We're working with a producer named Big G out in California. Big ups to you, homeboy. He helped us with our last track Friday night, and then the new tracks that we're working on are going to be tracked at our little kind of studio-ish, and then they're being mixed and mastered by Big G. So we're kind of just our foot in the door on recording,
Yeah, Ableton's actually one of my favorite programs to use, just because it's really live friendly too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much different it is for like the reggae scene, but like me, I listen to a lot of like metalcore and stuff like that, and like a lot of the samples and stuff like that are backtracked, and like almost every band that I've seen that does that uses Ableton, and that's the whole point, is that it's very, very live, performance friendly.
Yep, it's really cool, and that's good. We saw some people doing that, and we start asking questions here and there. And we kind of just piece together the knowledge. So we've been doing what we can. What's up, Ali? What's up? How you doing? So yeah, we just been trying to get on our own tip as far as recording. It saves us a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So that's mainly our thing, is especially right now, because we want to put out new music, but we need to supplement like income and make it better for us. So we invested a lot into this recording stuff, but we're getting a lot back by now. We have freedom at we do it at our own spot. We can sit there. If I want to work on a solo for 6 hours, I can.
Absolutely.
And not be like on the clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Going to a studio is definitely awesome, because you get that creative influence and everything. But at the same time, like you said, it's time is money. So it's just like you're almost in a rush unless you have unlimited funds.
Totally, and more freedom writing too. Like we can go in there and instead of being like, all right, guys, we got like
X amount of time. Yeah.
This is that. We're able to be like, shit, man. If we want to work on the chorus for an hour, or this drum track for an hour, or whatever, it's just very free. So it's been a really dope experience for us to be able to do that.
Absolutely, it's just there's more freedom to it. You don't feel like you're on like a clock or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's super nice to not have that pressure.
Absolutely. How many albums do you guys have?
So we have our very first EP we put out a while back with our old members, Homegrown. Mm-hmm. That's still out on all the stuff on Spotify and Apple Music, and then we have Grounded, which we put out a couple years back. Again, that's on everything. And then we have our last single, Friday Night, that we just put out, which big ups to everybody who's listened to that. It's been our most successful track thus far, and we appreciate all the love we've gotten on it. And we released that about 4 months ago, and then we're working on new music. So what we're trying to do is just mainly staying the music coming. So we've been putting out, we have Friday Night coming, we just dropped, and then we're doing another one called Smoke by Myself. That's going to be coming out early November, that we worked really hard on. That one's going to have our friend Dread Kennedy from Idle Vibes and our other friend Ryan Stilley from Black Bottle Lighters, and that's coming out. So we want to just keep the single thing going, so you guys can expect new songs from us pretty consistently from now on.
Awesome. So that brings me to my next question. You guys have technically been playing shows because you've been participating in the whole thing with the streaming series that Launchpad is putting through. How has that been going?
Dope. It was really cool. I was super happy when the Launchpad people hit us up. I like that whole idea that, because there's like a good local scene here that, you know how it is, man. We just love to support each other, go to each other's shows, and it becomes, because we all play so much, for a lot of people it's routine to be like, hey, I'm gonna go see Red Light Cameras. I can count on seeing Red Light Cameras once a month. I can count on seeing the Riddims play once a month, and that becomes like a part of people's life and their weekend. They look forward to those shows, and so we were kind of sad because we were like, how are we going to keep that going on our own? So when the Launchpad stepped up to do that little series, we were stoked to be a part of it. And then they did it also kind of coinciding, benefiting the Porque Niños organization that helps homeless children and children in need here in Albuquerque. So it was a win-win, and we got to be on stage again, even though there was no crowd or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like a take it as it comes kind of thing. Like, you're still getting to play, but at the same time, it's like, I'm sure it kind of does suck that you don't have anyone in the audience.
Yeah, we knew they were out there listening, but it was different, but it felt nice to be on a stage, be mic'd up, be talking to a sound guy on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt good. It felt like a little taste of the heaven we're used to living in.
Absolutely. Is Andrew doing the sound? Andrew Godfrey?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that dude is awesome. Even when I was in bands and stuff, like every time we played, that dude knows. He just knows.
He has pride in his work, dude.
Absolutely.
You're the man, bro. If you're listening, you're the man, dude.
Yeah,
Anytime you have a show, he's the shit.
Yeah.
He's
So what are you doing in your free time these days, outside of work? Like, do you play any video games? Are you just writing? What's going on?
So mainly, before COVID and everything, we're so busy with shows all the time, and even though it's been a real shitty thing all around, this whole COVID thing, it was a little bit cool, a little bit of an eye-opening experience, because you don't really realize how much you can neglect your own self sometimes just because you're so busy, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I still work a job. I work 40 hours a week plus do the music and stuff. So I had no time to myself. So now that COVID's been here, I have weekends free because there's no shows. I've been trying to hit the gym and trying to get my physical self a little bit more in check. Hopefully that way, when shows do come back, I have hopes that if my physical self is better, my mental state will be better. I can write better songs. We can get out there and, you know what I mean, do our thing. Because for a while we were touring and all I'm doing is drinking beer and eating whatever we can find on the way. So
yeah, and see, that's the thing too with like touring. Like you kind of just have to get whatever is ready, not necessarily what's good for you.
Oh, it's rough. And like, dude, we have a couple guys who are vegan in our band, and their situation, I'm like, damn, because that's hard on the road. So it's hard to be regular.
Well, there's not a lot of places that are like truly like vegan or vegetarian friendly. Like I know like a lot of people like to talk shit about them, and like yeah, like to an extent they're not the greatest, but Taco Bell is very like vegetarian or vegan friendly.
Yeah. Also too, when those Impossible Burgers came out or whatever from
Burger King.
Yeah. That was our thing, like, get whatever veggie patty.
I think Carl's Jr. has something similar to that too, and I've heard very good things about it.
Yeah, that's dope. But that's all I've been up to, man. I've just been trying to write new music. I've been learning on my own. I got a little laptop set up, and I got Logic and stuff, so I've been trying to learn how to track stuff on my own. So just focus on writing new music, creating new content, and trying to hit the gym as much as I can. Keep myself in check.
Absolutely. I guess this is kind of an open-ended question, but when do you feel shows are going to come back?
So I'm hoping, I feel like it'll be a slow kind of a move. I feel like they won't just be like, all right, shows are back. I think they'll do like, all right, restaurant, bar kind of shows open. Then next level will be like venues with mass, but only like 100 people. I'm hoping next, I've been talking to some promoters and some people we know who are throwing shows, and they've been kind of pitching dates for like June 2021, May 2021. We've been looking at locking in some dates in May of next year, 2021, but that's the closest offers we've had is like a year out.
It's
so
a shame.
It looks like a long road ahead still.
It's a shame, dude, and like you as well. Like I do a lot in like music media, so like my stuff completely came to a halt. Like I haven't done any like real music press with like a lot of touring bands and stuff like that since like it just 100% got halted. And I was talking to Ali about it earlier, and I'm like, damn, this is the longest that I've gone without going to a show, like even just like a local show.
Bro, I got to go to a wedding last night. It was a smaller wedding, recorded all spaced out, but they had a live band. It was Felix Los Gatos. Felix, you're the man on that guitar, dude. He's my local idol on that guitar, but it felt so good to hear a drum, a bass, and guitar and vocals just mic'd up singing. It was like almost like that little band stole the show, because everyone was just like focused on the music. It's been a long time since anyone's seen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was nice. I can't wait, dude. I'm excited. I feel like when it does come back, it's gonna be like shows all the time. People are gonna be so hungry for shows and so eager to get out there. I cannot wait for that.
That's what I'm hoping as well, and at the same time, it's like it's kind of a good thing that something like this has happened now, where stuff like streaming is so accessible that like it's not. Yes, absolutely, it's screwing over most of the music industry, but at the same time, we also have these outlets like Twitch, Facebook Live, and stuff like that, where bands can still reach out to their fans, and like a good amount of them are still listening, supporting. That's what kind of sucks too, is because like a lot of these high level bands that like focus on touring as part of their income due to everything being digital, you know, they can't rely solely on music sales. Like that's why bands tour so much, to make a living, to provide for their families, or just to provide for themselves. You know, it sucks.
That's the really hard thing about this too, is that it's not like back in like, you know, the early 90s and 80s where album sales got you your money. It's nowadays it's shows and merch.
Exactly.
So if you're not playing shows and you're not selling merch,
you're not making money. Yeah, and it sucks. You know? But it's the time that we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a rough time for artists, all around artists. So anyone listening, please, just support music, support everyone, local, anyone doing small business, anything like that, just support, because it's hard out there. It's really hard.
Absolutely. So I mean, like, aside from that, I know you said you're like going to the gym and stuff, but like, are you just like writing, or like, what are you doing basically in your free time?
I've been trying to reconnect to music kind of how it used to be before, because for a couple years it all kind of crashed on us. We were doing tours, shows all the time, and it's new to us, and we're, you know, all right, let's get a van, let's do this. You gotta, you know, get all the dot the T's and cross the I's, you know what I mean? And so it took a lot out of us as individual musicians, on our individuality as musicians, because we're so focused on the rhythms and so focused on the next show, the next tour, that I realize it hasn't been a time for a while where I can just sit and try and write something and not be like, this would sound good for next week's show, or this would sound good in this song that we're going to release and do this. There's a lot of extra time now, so I've been trying to reconnect with and remember what I individually want to do on the guitar and, you know, singing wise. So I've been trying to branch out, practice my blues scales, you know, get back into kind of my like high school spill canvassy type of guitar playing.
Dude, my music theory is so rusty. I've been trying to start a band again.
Hard, man. You got to get back and dust all that off.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Like, it's not like I suck playing guitar. It's just like I'm trying to remember like what's in each scale so that like everything sounds proper.
Yes.
And also trying to get everyone together so that we can start jamming and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy, but just, you know, trying to keep playing anytime I can. Just always have that guitar in my hands and always trying to sing or do whatever. So.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of the history of the band. How did you guys start out?
So it was kind of like a Albuquerque's a small town kind of put us together.
Yeah.
Me and my guitarist Donovan, we were in a death metal band for like 8 years called Morbid Machine. And,
I can't see that.
Dude,
I can't see that.
I had it all, dude. I have pictures on my Instagram. I had long hair. I had a flying V, fucking Razorback Dean, and you know, we were doing good, man. We were actually doing really good for a while. We were in high school doing this, and it was popping up. We were gonna start touring and doing this and that, and then, you know, things happened with some of our other members, and we ended up breaking up. So on my own time, like, you know, always since I was a kid, I listened to Stick Figure on MySpace, bro.
Oh my God.
Them on MySpace. I remember listening to Slightly Stupid whenever they came out with the album with the dude blowing weed smoke on the city.
Yep.
And no one knew who they were. I remember getting Revolution's first like EP on MySpace.
Yep.
So I loved, and I grew up with Sublime. I grew up with like Black Flag, you know, all that shit, dude. I loved it. But here in like at that time, there was really no reggae heads or no reggae scene. Reviva was like the only reggae band when I was in high school, and the Big Spank. And
Yeah, and the Big Spank has been around for like ever. Like what, 20, 30 years, I think?
Dude, I went and saw them when I was 10.
What?
I'm 28, bro, and I saw them when I was 10. I have their, it was like a flyer with a minivan on it. I had that shit hung up in my room all middle school. Like, so I loved that kind of music, and I was a huge fan of Reviva. And then when our band broke up, I was kind of like had this freedom that I hadn't had yet. So I was writing reggae songs kind of by myself, like, you know, here and there. It was just coming out, really. Like, I wasn't trying to be like, all right, I'm gonna write some reggae songs. I just on my own time started writing, and they came out reggae-esque because that's what I was bumping at the time. My hand percussion player Chris was in another band called Shot by the Breeze. They were a reggae band too. They would open up for, you know, Reviva, Big Spank, some bands that would come through. I love them too. They ended up breaking up the same time that Morbid Machine broke up. So me and Chris, he was their drummer. We started, you know, just for funsies, hanging out. I had known him through, he went to a different high school, but I knew him through some friends I knew. He played, I played, so I was like, dude, you know, I went to his house one day for a party or something, and I was like, you play, I play, let's play. And so
it's like, screw it, let's do it.
It would sound really good if we had another guitar in here. So then I told Donnie, yo, man, come play this, you know. And we were just jamming one day, and Mike from the Big Spank actually heard us jamming. He had like come over, he like heard us jamming somehow, and he was like, hey, like, is this your guys' songs? And I was like, yeah, man, we're just kind of, he's like, this is good. He's like, do you guys want to play a show in a month? And I hadn't played a show in like a year and a half. We didn't even have a band. It was just two acoustic guitars and his little hand drum. And we were like, yeah. Like, we were so show hungry, we were like, yeah. So he was like, I told him we don't got a band. And he was like, get a couple extra dudes and just jam. It'll be cool. So we got a couple extra dudes and got it together. And we had actually, I wasn't even supposed to be the singer. We had another singer lined up. And like the day before the show, he ditched on us.
Oh.
I had written the songs and I could sing them. So the guys were like,
screw it, you're up.
Yeah, like, you got to step up, man, and sing. I was shitting my pants. So I ended up, you know, we played that one show and it was so much fun, dude. We just got hooked right there. And then, you know, we tried to find some other singers, but no one ever stuck. And I just ended up staying the singer, and shows just kept coming to us, and we're here like 7 years later.
Yeah, I feel like no band is truly prepared for their first show, because also in my experience, it's always been like, hey, you have a band, right? We got this show coming up, you guys want to hop on? That's always how it goes. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're ready. How many songs you got? Like 3 to 5. You're fine.
That's good enough. Yeah. Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise. It was really cool, and it just kind of all fell together. We had some other members before, and then we PD and Tony were in Burkesol, and then, you know, we were playing with them. A couple of our members had stepped out. They stepped in. Chris actually got injured really bad. He got tendonitis on his forearm really bad before our first tour.
Ooh.
So he couldn't play the drum set. Like, he couldn't. It was just really hard for him, and it sucked, man. He had to go through physical therapy, and it really ailed him for a minute. So we had Kevin from Mondo Vibes, who's our drummer now, come and play our first tour with us. And, you know, we just clicked so well with Kevin that he just stayed. And Chris ended up hopping on the hand percussion, and now we have this full like drum section that it's awesome. So
and it definitely
really good.
It definitely complements, like, you can tell in your music. And for anyone who's listening and watching right now, like, I have their music going on stream and everything. Even like minimally, you can still hear, you know, how much it complements.
Dude, it really does. It's nice to have that full percussion drum section. It's just great. And so yeah, and it's been this group of guys now for about 4 years.
Awesome.
Now. We've been going. So it's this solid group of dudes now. We finally got a solid group of dudes, and this is the band, all the members now that we've done all our tours with. Most of our everything, like, this is the most successful we've been is with this group. So it's really
it sounds
cool.
like no one's going anywhere.
No, we're kicking it. Everyone's clicking, and we're doing good. And it's been cool, man. We really can't wait to get back out there and you know, show everyone what we've been working on.
Absolutely. what hobbies do you have? I mean, obviously writing music.
I do art and stuff too. Like I do watercolors and stuff. Whenever Morphin Machine broke up, I was 18-ish, and I was just working and stuff. So I ended up just going to C&M for art. Like my parents were kind of like, why not go to college? You're not doing, like, you should just try it out. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to go to school for some. What am I gonna go for? Like that I would actually be interested enough to go to school for.
Yeah.
So I went for art, and actually ended up really liking it and taking a liking to it. So that's another thing I've been doing is trying to get back on art. I draw, I do watercolors. I tattooed for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
There, a couple of my friends have little shitty tattoos I did on them, but I try and do art and stuff. It's just another way to keep my brain flowing. My mind's so busy, I have to keep pulling stuff out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing.
So, like, do you use any specific programs to, like, do it digitally, or it's just all by hand?
Super old school. We actually have our first. So before we put out Homegrown, we have, because to play at the launchpad back in the day, they were like, you need an EP. Like, we need to hear something to book you guys for headlining spots. So we went and recorded a cool little EP that I actually did the art for. It's like a chick, or one of our homegirls. She was like, I drew her like kind of blazing, like, and so I did our little watercolor for our first thing. But I just do it old school, like just pen to paper and kind of put color on. I never really took it too serious. I kind of just free flow with it, So it's kind of different. But I have some pieces I've done, and a few of my friends have some of my pieces hung up in their shop or their house and stuff. So it's my little hobby.
Absolutely. We got a couple of fan questions here. One is, what is your favorite kind of taco?
Favorite kind of taco?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right, so there's a really kick-ass one over at Green Jeans, and it's kind of weird, but it's fried avocados with like this horseradish. It sounds weird, and that's why I was like, that's weird sounding. But I tried it. That recently has been my favorite taco, but I go old school, and I love just a straight up chicken green chili deep fried taco, old school grandma style.
I know I'm gonna get booed for this, but I don't like avocados.
I didn't hear that.
I know, and I'm like waiting for Allie to boo me. Yeah, she just did in the chat. She just did it in the chat. She's all boo. It's a texture, dude. I don't like it. I've tried.
Bananas, 'cause most people.
Do what? Hang on, you cut out there for a second. Yeah, I just got booed by 2 people in the chat.
Oh wait, you're a Gemini rising.
Hang on 1 second. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Try this again. Let's wait for him to re-answer here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. For some reason, his stream stopped coming through. We'll be back here in a minute.
Yo,
you still there?
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to your video.
Let's see.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, it wasn't coming through for some reason. Like, I could hear you, but I couldn't see you.
Yeah, that was a very strange thing. My phone just was like, said it was over. It was too hot. My interview was too hot.
No worries, no worries.
But yeah, Most people I know who don't like avocados, they don't like bananas either.
See, I like bananas.
Very strange. I didn't used to like them as a kid, to be honest. I didn't like avocados as a kid.
Yeah,
But,
I have tried to over the years, but I just can't do it. And I know Allie is like burning her eyes into me right now because
I'm not. I'm fine.
Avocados are shit.
Yeah. Oh, she like almost everything. Like anytime we order something, she gets it without avocado. Like it's like almost like her unspoken rule.
Dude, it's the best. I gotta have it. But I do love just old school, grandma style, leftover chicken, and just deep fried like old grandma style. That's the best kind. I love that.
Absolutely. What's your opinion on? I think they're called. How are they pronounced, babe?
What?
Those tacos that have been like the craze like right now.
Yeah.
Birria tacos.
What are those? I don't think I've even tried that.
He asked what they are. He hasn't tried them yet.
Oh, they're so basically it's lamb. No one in Albuquerque makes them with lamb,
They're supposed to be made with lamb.
but people have been making them with.
Oh my god.
That's barbacoa.
Greek style tacos? I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
Like lamb, dude. Lamb is good as it is, but lamb is also like really fucking expensive.
Dude. I'll try it, to be honest. Like, I will eat anything. I'm just a big ass, whatever you put in front of me, eating ass guy. So like, I'll eat anything, dude. I love food. Like, I always said if I won the lotto, first thing I do is take like a month-long go around the world and eat whatever the hell I want trip.
Absolutely.
I was hooked on Anthony Bourdain and shit for the longest time. I just want to live that life.
Rest in peace, dude.
R.I.P. fucking Anthony.
Another one is what is your favorite strain?
Ooh, super lemon haze, and it's really hard to find the right, because there's a lot of people who do the phenos kind of fucked up, and it ends up being this earthy kind of shit. But when I can find that lemony, real white haired super lemon haze, I love that shit.
Awesome.
My-
Let's see. And then there's another one. Who are you voting for and why?
Oh God. So I know this is probably going to be a very unpopular opinion for most. I'm not voting at all this year, and I've gotten a lot of flack for that. But I just, to be honest, man, I've never been a huge political guy. I actually haven't ever voted. So I just it sucks because a lot of people are like, come on, man, and shit. But it's one of those things that I don't like to partake in things that I feel half knowledgeable on. I don't like to like go into a situation ignorant, and I just feel like I've never been so inclined to just sit there and watch people, because to me it's just people arguing.
Yeah,
like,
and I mean essentially that is what it is. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people at this point are like, we got to get who we have in there right now out.
I totally feel that. I absolutely feel that. I wouldn't say that the other party is too much. I don't know, man. I don't know a lot about, like I said, either side. I'll be honest with you. The most I know about Trump is that he was in The Simpsons a lot. I stay across his hotel in Vegas, and he helped out Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
No, he saw a lost kid in Home Alone and didn't help him.
Oh my
He
god.
was like, he gave him that look. Like,
That is not someone we need running this country.
No, right? And I've only ever seen pictures of, or like videos of Biden sniffing kids. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't feel right about it.
I know, and like legit, pretty much even like the third party candidates are like not ideal either.
See, and I don't even know who they are. I'm like, it's crazy. So everyone asked me that lately, especially because this one, like this presidency is such a crazy one. It's like, so everyone asked me that, who are you gonna vote for, man? Who are you gonna? And I'll say this, man. on my part, what I can do is just whoever I come into contact with in my life, show them love and hope for the best and just play music. That's my business.
I don't know about you, but I feel like this year we've been bombarded with register to vote, register to vote, register to vote. Is that just me, or do you feel that way too?
I get texts all the time from people that are like, "Hey, I'm your local congressman," or "Hey, man, this is someone from Vote Now," or something. And I'm like, "How the hell do these people have my like?"
Yeah, like I don't remember this for the 2016 election. Or the 2012 one.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I hope for the best, man. I will say this. I love my country. I do love America. My family's from Mexico. I've been to Mexico. There's a lot of underprivileged people around the world. I feel lucky to be here, man, because a lot of times I know, like, even I've never been anywhere else outside the country but Mexico. But the family I have there, they could never play music. They could never pursue their dreams where they're at, because survival is such prevalent in your mind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to eat, dude. It's meal.
You're just trying to get by.
It's not even check to check, dude. It's meal to meal. So like, I feel lucky to be in a place where I'm able to pursue my dreams, and hope for the best.
Allie said in the chat that she gets a lot of vote now texts from Planned Parenthood.
Dude, I've gotten some too. I'm like, what are you guys like? It's just crazy.
Well, you know how a lot of people feel about them, that they're abortion factories, and they're not. But we won't. That's another rabbit hole. I don't want to go down that.
I'm so out of the loop. It's like,
maybe another time. But I just want to put that out there that no, they are not. They do so much more than that. And if you think that of them, then you don't know what they truly do.
I've never had a bad experience with Planned Parenthood. I'll say that. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, we're just gonna leave that one there. Anyway, let's see what the next one is. What is the biggest show that you guys have ever done? Like, I've seen you guys open up for Cottonmouth Kings, but I don't think that was the biggest one you've ever done.
I think it's a tie between. We opened up for the Dirty Heads at the Sunshine, and that was a sold out Sunshine show, and that was just, I don't know if that was really like for the most people, but that show, the energy was huge. Like, the crowd felt like, you guys having a good time? They're like, yeah. I felt like I could like feel it in my face. I was like, that was a really good one. And then we also played in Phoenix with our friends Black Bottom Lighters at this place. It's not there anymore. It's in Scottsdale. Shit, and I forgot the name. But we played for like, I think close to like 1,200 people that night there. And it was really cool. And we actually have footage of both of those shows on YouTube. So If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see us with the Dirty Heads and then us in Phoenix.
Nice.
And those two shows, I think, were our biggest ones crowd-wise to date.
Nice. Just saying, back to the Cottonmouth Kings show, I feel like you guys would have been better suited for Pepper, which was the next day.
We kind of got, it was a weird thing. We kind of got in with some people we know that were just like, hey, man, you guys want to open up? And we were like, for Head PE, because the person who had seen us, we opened up for Brother Ali, and then we had played with some other people that were like, not reggae. We've done that a lot. We played with a lot of not reggae bands. We're just the only reggae band on the lineup. And, dude, they actually showed us so much love. It was kind of crazy because when we got on the stage, you see all these, like, Head PE crowd.
Yeah.
They're just fucking sitting
the
there.
whole, like, rap rock,
dude,
like, rap metal kind of vibe.
So we get up there and we're just playing Nothing But Love and fucking all these songs. And I expected kind of like a thing, but people fucking loved it, dude. And not only did the people love it, but Head PE, they were so cool, dude. Like, we got to kick it with them. They shouted us out hella much on their set. We got to blaze it with Cottonmouth Kings and just chill, and they were all so cool, dude. And the crowd fucking loved us. We got, like, I could visibly see on my phone getting likes and new follows. That's like, you know, I was like, holy shit, like. So that was a great show. And we're lucky we got, because that was kind of right before this all popped off.
Yeah, that was actually. Yeah, that was the second to last show that I went to, because we went to Pepper the next night, Allie and I, and that's the last show that we went to before COVID, like, was like, oh, well, we're gonna have to shut everything down.
Yeah. So it was so cool. Like, huge ups to Head PE and all the Head PE family. They were so cool to us, so nice to us, man. They showed us so much love that night. It was so cool. And I love Head PE. I love Head PE. Like, I was a death metal kid, so I used to love, like, fucking being in middle school and feeling so tough listening to Head PE and, like...
Yeah, Head PE, Limp Bizkit, Job for a Cowboy, stuff like that.
Dude, POD, Korn,
yeah.
Head PE, Guar. I love Guar.
Dude, I've covered Guar more times than I can count. And surprisingly, I have gotten out of their shows unscathed.
I think I have like 10 white I would always wear a white shirt because you get tie-dyed by all the alien cum and blood. That's super awesome.
Well, the thing is, the first time that I covered them was when I used to work for Canon, and I had just rented out gear from them. And, like, the whole show, I'm, like, trying not to, like, get the paint on it or anything.
Yes.
And I told the supervisor that had rented out the equipment to me, and ironically enough, he's from Richmond, Virginia, which is where they're from.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, dude, I've been to enough Gwar concerts. He's like, this stuff comes out real easy on camera equipment. And I'm like, wait, you've seen Gwar? He's like, dude, they're from Richmond. He's like, remember, I'm from the Richmond site. I was like, you just became my favorite supervisor.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it
Gwar
was.
shows are
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I've covered them more times than I can count. And like I said, surprisingly, I've gotten out unscathed. But you like, there's like that culture. You know, you see like all these people show up in like just all white because they want to get drenched in all this stuff.
It's awesome, dude. People are like almost offer themselves up as like sacrifice to Gwar.
Basically.
Like everyone wants to be that person they bring up on stage and all the aliens gut them and nut
yeah.
them.
I remember when Bush was still president, they cut like a mannequin of him open and it just like blood like spurted everywhere.
Yes,
I think that was
dude.
during Warped Tour too, or like something similar to
Yeah, they were my favorite episode of Evil Band. I love that episode.
yeah, they're something else. I don't know how else to describe them other than something else.
Yeah, they're kick ass. Long live Gwar. Rest in peace, Odorous.
Absolutely. So what are your personal influences as far as like writing music or just in general like music that you listen to?
You know what? It's weird because I think a lot of people would think that I'm gonna be like, you know, Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and, you know, Barrington Levy and shit, but really not. I mean, like, when I grew up, reggae was something that I came onto by myself. My first reggae that I ever heard, I went to a garage sale. My mom loved garage selling when I was a kid. And this lady was selling all her records, and I got a Peter Tosh record. And Wanted, Dread or Alive was like my favorite song when I was a kid. But I loved, dude, when I grew up, I loved Blink-182. I loved, like, I was at that age, so I was like a Newfound Glory kid, Blink-182 kid. But also, I was heavily influenced by like country music a lot. David Allan Coe, I love the band. I love the band, dude. So, like, The Last Waltzes, I watch that once a month. That's like I just love the band. Neil Young, I love Neil Young. Those were some of my first songs were Neil Young songs. And then, you know, I kind of had like a split hair experience because my mom was very like country, folksy and stuff like that, and my dad was more, you know, he liked Mobb Deep and you know, 90s hip hop. So I was all over the place, dude. It was kind of funny because no one in my family listened to reggae. It was like everyone listened to everything but reggae. So whenever I stumbled onto reggae, it was like my own thing. You know what I mean? So I think that's why it stuck with me so much in my music writing, is because that was, because all other genres of music, they're all over the place. Like country can be happy and sad. Same thing with hip hop. Same thing with any genre. But I feel like reggae, no matter what, even if it's like a sad ballady reggae song, it's still happy. So like it just makes me happy to sing and play reggae music. So
I feel like a lot of pop punk is like that too. Case in point,
totally.
Blink-182, because like a lot of their stuff is like really like down and out, but they still have like that almost happy vibe to it.
Yes, dude, exactly. It's like that niche of music that's just raw. It doesn't really care what people think of it. I'd say, but my hugest influences, my absolute idol over any musician is Dimebag Darrell. Love Dimebag Darrell.
Also, rest in peace. He died way too soon.
Rest in peace, Dimebag, man. That was my, I used to watch Pantera. I had all their home videos. I had all their albums. I love fucking Pantera, and I love Dimebag. He just had like that energy that I wanted to have on stage. And he had that original, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks, I'm just gonna play vibe, and I really like that. Because some people are they want to be a certain type of thing, and they aspire to that. But I really respect the musicians that just let it all hang out. And if it sounds good, it sounds good. And if it don't, it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. We got a couple more questions that came in. What gives you inspiration when writing a song?
I would say, it's kind of weird. Songwriting for me is something that builds up. It's like something that I accumulate and then let out. So like a lot of times, I play for fun, and I never actually. It's weird. I rarely sit down to write songs. Like I sit down and go, all right, I'm gonna write a song right now, work on a song. And when I do, I don't ever really come out with anything I like. So the best songwriting for me is I'll just have my guitar, and I'm just playing, usually alone. I kind of got to be in my own space. But I like to just play, and what's weird is like when you play, for me, it's almost like a meditative state. So I'll kind of just be playing anything and everything, not really. And it's weird because I'm sure to like if someone were to be listening while I was doing that, it sounds almost like gibberish guitar playing. And then I just kind of will be playing, and a note will like hit, or a chord or something, or I'll be playing and think of something in my head that I like lyrically, and usually I come upon a certain feeling or a certain like word in my head that if it feels good, I stop right there and I build from that. You know what I mean?
That's
when I wrote
almost
Grounded,
my writing process as well.
Yes.
Like I'm just jamming, and if it sounds good, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna progress on that.
Yes, man. The best advice I ever heard musically and lyrically actually came from Dimebag Darrell, and he said, let it all hang out. Just let it all hang out, And so that's what I do. When I sit down, I just play. And there's sometimes, like songs like Grounded, songs like These Vibes, they're very subject related, but it's because I'm feeling that emotion so heavy in my life that's all that I'm thinking, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just a feeling. Once you catch a good feeling, just run with the good feeling.
Absolutely. So I know I had asked about what the biggest show that you play, but what has been your favorite show to date? Whether it's been like you guys headlining like a local show or something like that, or opening for a band that has heavily influenced you. What's your favorite by far? And if you don't have just one, let's say a top 3.
Okay. So I'm gonna say one really cool show that stuck with me was Sly and Robbie came to town. And if people don't know who Sly and Robbie are, they were Bob Marley's original band.
Okay.
So Sly and Robbie are played with Bob Marley. And they actually wrote that, out in the streets, we call it murder, that shit. They wrote that. And a lot of artists have built on that riff. And they're staples in reggae music. Like, they are absolute staples. They came to the El Rey, but they flew from Jamaica to New Mexico. They had no equipment, so they asked if they could play our stuff.
What?
And they even offered to pay. We'll pay rent it. We were so excited to open for them, and then after to see them play our stuff, like our instruments, and
You're like, I'm never watching this stuff ever again.
Dude, it was so cool. Our Chris, he was drumming at on the set at the time. He still has the snare drum that we had them autograph. That was amazing. And then there's a spot in San Diego that we love. It's called Winston's. Who actually the promoter there who helped us always get our shows there. He was a DJ there. His name was Carlos Culture. He just recently passed. So huge ups to you, Carlos, man. You were a massive help to us. And prayers to your family and everyone who was touched by Carlos. He was the man. It's a beach venue kind of right there in OB in Ocean Beach, San Diego, and it is fucking cool, man. And we have such it's such a good venue, and every time we play there, our whole Cali fam comes out, all our Cali fans, all the bands that we love, they'll come and vibe out, and it's it's on the beach. There's cool locals. There's always tourists there, so you see you'll meet people from France and Germany come see your music, and
that's so crazy.
Good venue. Probably number one for me personally though. I love our 420 shows here in town. So the place I work at, High Desert Relief, huge ups to High Desert Relief, best dispensary in New Mexico, best weed in New Mexico. We team with them every year to do a huge 420 party at the launchpad. And we always get our favorite local bands and everyone to come play. So the first year we had it was Prison Bitch, us, The Big Spank, Shark Suit. We had DJ Jetty Nasty. We had local food trucks. We had not just that, we had vendors. We had Two Stone Betties. We had 4 artists. We had the Good Company in New Mexico, all Chola. It was just a huge cannabis party at the launchpad. And it was fucking line out the door, people smushed in there. Friends and all my friends and family, everyone I know, everyone I love, everyone I look up to in town is always there in that one space. So I fucking love those shows. I was heartbroken, dude, because we were a month away from.
I was about ready to say, didn't this one end up getting canceled?
Yes, we had the flyer printed.
We were so looking forward to that. We had that in our calendar and everything. Also, Ali said in the chat, shout out to HDR fam.
Shout out HDR fam. I love you guys. So, those 3, man, for sure. I can't wait. The Launchpad, I love the Launchpad. Even though, it's my hometown, I've been playing on that stage since
dude.
13.
Some of the... Dude, getting with, some of the favorite shows that I've played over the year, still, my favorite one is where one of my old bands opened up for Upon a Burning Body, Prison, and it was Upon a Burning Body, Prison, and one other band. Or no, it was Upon a Burning Body and Prison, and then it was 3 local bands, including us. We went on right before the touring bands. Dude, that place was sold the fuck out on a Thursday night.
I bet you I was there because I love UAPB. I love Upon a Burning Body.
Love those guys.
My friends are homies with them.
Yeah, and I've actually gotten really close with their guitarist. Every time they're in town, he'll see me hey man, you taking pictures tonight? I want to see them afterwards. Same with Prison. They're kind of like a new metal band as well.
Yeah.
They're all really cool. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite to date. And if you haven't opened for them already, who is someone you would like to open for?
I've been asked that. We've been asked that question a few times, and it's always kind of a weird answer for me because I feel like there are a few bands I want to open for just because we haven't. So Revolution, Slightly Stupid. I honestly think that those are the only 2 bands in the reggae scene that we haven't opened for, because we've opened from the Wailers, High Reed, Through the Roots, Stick Figures, everyone. So I've gotten to open for a lot of people I look up to. So at this point, it's almost like a avant.
It's easier to say who you haven't. Yeah, easier to say who you haven't than who you have at this point.
Yeah, if I were to say, like, honestly, like, if like a genie came and was like, look, bro, you get one show to open up for who you got, I would probably pick someone like Alan Stone, or like Gary Clark Jr., or like just someone I love bands like that, dude. Like Gary Clark Jr. is amazing. Also, too, what is his name? Marcus King. I love Marcus King. So maybe someone like that. That'd be my vote.
All right. That's all I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, when is the next podcast so I can tune in?
No idea yet. I've actually had a couple people hit me up since doing this one with you, and actually the last one. So we'll get something set up probably here within the next few weeks. Got a few secret things coming up this month that I have to attend to. Can't
like
say
it.
yet, but
yeah. Other than that, I just want to say, yo, anyone listening, we got new music coming out early November. It's gonna be a song, "Smoke by Myself." We're shooting for November 11th. Release date. It's got our friend Dred Kennedy from Auto Vibes and our friend Stilly from Black Bottom Lighters. It's also got the horn player from his name's Anthony Tony trombone from Iration. So
oh,
the horns on
dope.
the song are gonna be the horn player for Iration, Tony trombone. So, and Hugh Just Big G for all the work he's put into it. But everyone out there, just please keep an eye out for our new music. It's coming.
Yeah, speaking of, we still got to do a music video. Number 2, are you guys doing any more launchpad streaming that you're aware of yet?
So I think they're gonna try and do another. So they had said they're really cool because they try and kill like 9 birds with one stone. So last time we did it was for a nonprofit that Burke Niños people. So I think now they're shopping around for a different cool nonprofit organization. And then they're gonna organize again for another whole stream. Probably like I think the holiday type time.
Yeah.
Again. So yeah, we're gonna have to be back.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, well, I'd love to have you on again. Maybe with another one of your guys. Maybe Donnie would be cool too.
Yeah, dude. Any one of us. Shit, we'd all love to come and do a podcast with you.
Awesome. Well, this was very fun. Damn, we've already been going for an hour already. I didn't even realize it.
Dang, yeah, time does fly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Dude, I appreciate you, man, and everyone listening. Thank you, guys.
Allie says later, taters.
Later, taters. See you over at work.
He said see you at work.
Yeah.
All right, man. Take it easy. Thank you.
No problem, brother. You be safe out there, man.
Will do.